Hey, how's it going? I'm Bryll. I am the sound mixer, post audio mixer designer for the film that we're working on right now, Fatal Love, and a lot of other projects that we've done here with Black Eagle Entertainment. And when I'm not doing that, I am a music producer and recording artist. That's me. The weird part about getting into the audio stuff is the first time that I went into a studio was because I went to go help a buddy in high school shoot BTS for his project that he was doing. So I ended up going to a recording studio for the first time to just shoot with a camera, and then that's when I realized I was like, I think I want to do this music stuff. Like, there are people that just sit behind desks and listen to music and try and make it sound better, and then I learned further that then there's the people creating music and then all the different facets that go with that. So I decided to go to school at New England Institute of Art in Brookline, Massachusetts, which is where I'm from. Not Brookline, but Massachusetts. And went to school for audio and media production, and then did that for a couple years, graduated, was doing my own thing for a while as far as recording different people, mixing, making beats. And then 8 years into doing that, it seems like now, I moved to LA about 1.5 years ago, and I moved out here to continue pursuing being a music producer and an artist, but in the process found that those same skills that I learned at school and use almost every day could be valuable on a set for making films and shooting videos. So I decided to kind of jump into that, and that seems like what's been calling me recently, and it's been really rewarding and a lot of fun, and I've been learning so much, and it's also like reignited the flame for audio production, and I think it plays into how I'm making my music now, and that's kind of how I got to where I am now, and where I'm at this current point. First, every person is going to be different. Like, the sound source is going to be different. So that alone, trying to just manage levels and try and make sure that everything's as easy as possible in the post-production process, that I'm not constantly adjusting things. But with everybody being different too, that also plays into where you can put the mic and where you can't.
You could scoot a little bit more.
Can we just do this tomorrow
when you sit down?
Okay.
So now it's more.
Take it up.
So I think that was one little challenge, as well as the types of materials used to place the mic. Like, we used like moleskin, made these moleskin sandwiches, put the lav in it, and stuck it to Cornell's chest. And by day 4 or day 5, I think we were done ripping skin off, and it was just bare muscle under there. But with that, you learn that it works really well, but in the future, it starts to make you wonder or question, like, is there a better way to be doing things? But in that moment, like, this is what we have now, so we're just gonna run with it. None of that funny shit when you get in there, okay? Keep it business. You get what you need, in, and you're out.
32.
What if they find it?
We got a team outside, don't you worry about it. I just put it on inside out.
Did.
Kind of. But it's not necessarily like a if it ain't broke, don't fix it type thing, because I'm always looking to find different opportunities to get better, but I definitely don't try to overwhelm myself with trying to attack too many things at once. So I try to get good at one thing and then focus on the next. And I'd say the biggest challenge is placing mics for people, and also depending on how those mics are gonna sound wherever you are. Like, I know the alley shot, we keep talking about that. That was a lot of fun because I think there were a lot of challenges that came with that.
There's a car coming out.
They drive around.
Like, the sound of the outside lights just buzzing, and then the power lines above us buzzing, and then how that might impact or play into how the lav mics are operating, because there can be a lot of static and cutouts and things like that, and really trying to find a frequency.
And look down the alley.
When you're on the shoot, you only have so much time and you only have so many resources, and it's important to sweat things because we're all here with the same idea in mind, that we want to make a really great piece of art. But when you start stressing on things that you can't control, it starts to take the fun out of the process, but it also, I think, translates into the film because you're, in a way, almost kind of overcomplicating things. You know, unless you got a ton of money and you can shut down a street or shoot on a sound stage, there's not a lot you can do. So you really just got to kind of roll with the punches and manage what you can. And a lot of that comes with paying attention and listening to what you have, because realistically, you can't take that plane out of the sky and make it not pass over. But what you can do is give yourself a second, have everybody group, gather their thoughts, and then wait, and then hit that shot the right way.
And action.
At first, that used to be something that I think I was nervous about doing because I didn't want to interrupt the flow of what we had or have going on in our shots. But at the end of the day, it's only gonna make matters worse when we hit the edit room and things don't sound as good as they look. You're pausing or holding with the idea of like, hey, I'm trying to make sure that this section of my job or portion of what I'm responsible for on this film isn't compromised by my inability to feel confident and speak up for the greater good of the project. Either getting over your ego or getting over your confidence and your inability to speak up. So yeah, about 1.5 years ago, like I mentioned, is when I moved out here, and I want to say there was a big part of rolling the dice, but there was like 5 years literally of preparation where I knew that California wasn't going anywhere and that the opportunities would come, but something was telling me that I wasn't prepared for them yet. I mean, I had the resources and the skills and the ability to prepare myself, but I think that if I went with my initial thought to move out here 5 years ago, I most certainly wouldn't be in this position that I'm in now. Worked for a company, teaching people how to make music, things like that, and I was doing that for like 5 years, and I got to a point where I was so excited about being able to share information with people who have a gift, whether it's being able to make music or be creative, that I think I forgot about it for myself and what I've been trying to do. Once COVID hit and it kind of reset the clock as far as you're not gonna do the 9 to 5 anymore, you're gonna have this time to really sit down, and you can either sit here and go stir crazy and play video games all day, or you can try and take that passion and that idea that you've had about making music or producing music or working on audio projects to become the full-time job. So that's when I started setting the alarm, waking up early and getting to work on projects and finishing things that I almost retrained myself to be like, there is enough that I could be doing to keep myself busy all day, and there are opportunities out there, but they're not necessarily where I'm at right now. And I was living in like the woods of New Hampshire. And when I got out here, was a bit shell-shocked as far as, you know, now you're not maybe big fish in a little pond, you're where everybody's trying to do the same thing, and you really need to figure out what it is that you can do to stand out and continue to hone your craft and perfect your skill. And when certain opportunities presented themselves to do audio, that's when it started to pique my interest on all the other things that come along with that, as far as the post-production and mixing and really trying to make some sort of audio art that lives up to the standard of what we're watching. Because for the things that Cornell creates, that Wes creates, Jalen creates, Lante creates, it deserves to have a good audio experience, because there's so much thought and time and work going into crafting these shots, editing, coloring, that it would be a disservice to not focus on the sound the way that it should. And I saw that as an opening for me and my passion for just audio in general, not just music. And as certain things presented themselves, rather than being nervous and again getting over either the ego or the confidence or lack of confidence, I started to just say yes to everything, because there's that, I could be wrong with that 80-20 rule, is that 80% of the results that you get come from realistically maybe 20% of the work, but also 80% of everything is just showing up. So that's what I started to do. I just started to show up and learn in the moment, ask questions, get over the confidence of worrying. If someone doesn't think I know what I'm doing, they're just gonna tell me to leave. It's not gonna happen because there's nobody else. So either way, I'm gonna figure it out. You can't get caught up with all the different things that could go wrong at the beginning. You just need to take them as they come, but you can do certain things to prepare yourself. So take the time, take an hour, take 2 hours to sit down, learn, and the opportunities continue to present themselves. And a year and a half later, I'm sitting here being interviewed about doing audio on this incredible short film, Fatal Love, from Cornell and Black Eagle Entertainment. And you guys are killing it, and I'm so blessed to be part of the whole thing. Thank you guys.